How's everybody doing? It's definitely an honor and a privilege to be before you all today. It's been a year since I've spoken here, and it's just been amazing just to see the growth that's here, and it's very encouraging to see freshmen that come in and they have a drive to actually want to do this, because it definitely takes a drive to want to be here and to stay here. To be here 3 years is not an easy task, but it takes something more than just, I got the money to be here, I got the financial aid, I got the grades, because there's people here with grades that don't even want to be here, because it takes a determination to keep you here. I've seen people with 3.5 GPAs say somehow they're not here for some reason, and it's because they have a lack of determination. But what I want to talk about is, well, before I even get into that, I just want to give honor and thanks to Eric Thomas in his absence. I think we should all clap for him, even though he's not here. I mean, honestly. Because he's been such a help to me, and if you haven't been helped by Eric Thomas, you need to figure out something. Just ask for a quarter or something, and just let him help you out, because he's a very, very resourceful man, and you all are very blessed to have him. Also to CJ, who's continued to do outstanding things here, and has had a great impression on my life. You all, the Advantage family, those of you all that are here, and those that are not, you all have had a very huge impact on my life, and I'm just very appreciative. Dwayne Pickett, I don't know where he is right now, but he's the guy that does the sound system. He's a great friend of mine. He's a brother. The dude, he's very, very conscious of what's going on around him. He's a very, I guess I would say he's a highly educated, and he's very intellectual, far beyond what people really see. But he has a lot of intellect that is just not seen. And when he speaks, it's profound. And you should really sit down and talk to him if you get a chance. I know CJ talked about I'm gonna get to my message now, I guess. CJ talked about those that are coming up here after, and there will be, and I hope more of you do. But you have to love what you do. If you do not love what you do, you will not have an effect on the people that you was called to talk to, or that you were called to help. You need the love, because it's the difference between just spitting out information and then spitting out information that has love attached to it, because love says that I understand that you're here, but I don't love you enough until you get here. Love will stick by people. That's something that's missing today, because we want, the instant gratification. We want a girlfriend, if you ain't got this, you ain't gonna make my cut. This ain't a basketball team. It's deeper than that. It's deeper than just having somebody on your side that look good, but someone that has the intellect to match the beauty that they have, male and female. But that's it for that. The message that I want to get into today is independence. Independent. Something that everybody wants, right? Want to have your own car, your own clothes. You sick of the hand-me-down. When I was younger, I feel so old now. My brother gave me hand-me-down clothes. I loved it. I thought it was the best thing ever until I went to school one day and I was like, look at this outfit I got. Somebody said, no, man, that came out 2 years ago. So I didn't even know, because I just wanted to hand-me-down. I just wanted to feel good. But then I started to grow up and I said, you know what, I want to be independent. I started dealing with my mom and she said, you know what, you got this kind of time to come in my house. And then I started borrowing the car. Got sick of that. Do this, put some gas in it. Do that. My brakes messed up. My wheels messed up. She was driving the car more than I was, but somehow it was my fault. I wanted to be independent, right? That's what we come up here for, right? Everybody want to be independent. I'm grown, right? Come on now. I'm grown. Can't nobody tell you nothing. That's how you feel, at least. When I first got here, I kind of felt like that for 2 weeks, and it ended right after that. Because I said, you know what, I can't do this. I ain't got it. Something wrong. So I need to get some independence, but my independence has to come through dependence. Now, when I first got that didn't make sense. How is it that I can become independent through dependence? Walt, you're just playing on words. That don't make no sense, Independence through dependence, right? I'm not stuck. I'm trying to get y'all to take that in. Independence through dependence. In order for you to be independent of the environment that you are in, your level of thinking must be beyond the social atmosphere of the environment. How do I do that? That don't make sense, okay? I grew up in Detroit, Woodward and Claremont. 1 block from Woodward. I could walk up to Woodward, go to the dollar store, and pass about 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 prostitutes. And I could have gave in and drug dealers, and then just knew everybody. That couldn't get away from it. I was in between the 12th Street boys and the North End, if y'all know where that is. That's right in between 2 gangs, right there. Couldn't get out of it. So in order for me to get to Michigan State, didn't know where I wanted to go in the 9th grade. I just knew I wanted to go to college somewhere. And in order for me to get beyond Detroit, I had to think above the Detroit atmosphere, which was the status quo. Right? How many people from Detroit? The only reason why you were here is because you were independently thinking beyond the social atmosphere of Detroit that was supposed to keep you in Detroit. You're not supposed to be here. And I'll tell you this, any person that comes before you and says, you really not supposed to be here, we got some doctors here at this school, we have some prominent lawyers coming out of here, we got people here that sit in lofty positions, but I want to tell you this, the playing field is level because no one deserves to sit where they sit. No one. Because what that says is when we try to become independent is, we say, well, I did this. When we was in school, when I was in school at least, I heard people say, well, I got mine, better get yours. Independence, being independent, that's kind of a false reality because no one is completely independent. If you look up dictionary.com, which is one of my favorite sites because I don't know a lot of words, it said that one of the definitions was it's where you think for yourself. Your thoughts are independent of everything else, so therefore you're not subject to your environment. And I want you to realize that you're in the environment of Michigan State. Right? First of all, people saying you're not supposed to be here. I ran into a guy last week. I was working with him. I was a supervisor. Didn't have on my supervisor's shirt. Don't know why I didn't do that. And he said we were talking about grades and stuff. And I'll be honest with you, I got a 17, I believe, 18 on the ACT, but I had a 3.4 GPA. Not the best. But he turned around and said to me, oh, that's because of that affirmative action. So it became knowledgeable to me that I'm still in the environment. I'm independent of Detroit, but I set myself in an environment where it's people here that really don't want me here. It's shocking. I ran and did my homework. That's how bad it was. I said, man, I got to show this dude. I'm at the job working. I said, hold on. I'm about to stop working. I'm not supervising no more for the rest of the night. Dude then said something wrong. I'm about to do my homework. About to do accounting 202. Watch out. Just get back. If you need something, just come call. We have to begin to overstep the boundaries of the status quo, the average. What we just doing, let me get my thoughts together. Doing just enough to get by. The script says this. See what y'all think about this. When I was a child, I spake as a child. See, trying to become independent. When I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. When I became a man, brothers, when I became a woman, I didn't become a woman, when you become a woman, I put away the childish things.